Sugar, one ingredient kids can't seem to get enough of, but limiting their intake can be tricky because sugar is in so many different foods that you would not expect. But now a major snack company is raising awareness. Kind Snacks dumped nearly 50,000 pounds of sugar in New York City's Times Square yesterday in an effort to illustrate how much added sugar children eat every 5 minutes. Joining us now is Dr. Mikhail Varshavski. Dr. Mike, what is the daily recommended allowance or intake that children and adults should have?
Well, the AHA did a study, and what they found is the best amount that kids should get. And this isn't just sugars. This is specifically added sugars. Because sugars that appear naturally in foods usually are in foods that are healthy, like fruits. But added sugar is usually refined sugar. It's that sugar that really spikes your blood sugar, gets that insulin spike, and they want it to be no more than 25 grams per day, which means about 6 teaspoons per day. And kids are getting 2 to 3 times that right now. So things need to change.
What happens to your health if you continuously eat foods that are really high in sugar, other than just weight gain?
Well, the number one thing is when you gain weight, risks for everything goes up. So obesity, heart disease, stroke risk, and all of this is later in life. But when kids start early, all of these processes start forming now. All of those plaques that we talk about when you have a heart attack or stroke, they don't start forming when you're 40. They start in your teens and early years. So if we make a change now, that will pay so much in dividends towards the future.
But there are companies that are making an effort. I know that Panera, for example, Panera Bread, is trying to play up healthy eating on its menus. The fast casual chain is rolling out cups for fountain drinks that feature sugar counts. Is this something that is this a trend that's going to continue? I think that this takes it a step further than even just pulling the calorie counts on the sandwiches and the salads that they sell.
Well, I'm a fan of this, and the reason I'm a fan is because I'm a fan of education. If we can educate our consumers, we can educate our parents, they're going to make better decisions. Because a lot of parents don't know what's in foods, they don't know how to make a quality decision, but the thing is, it's not enough to just know the numbers. The doctors need to step in and educate parents. What do the numbers mean?
Look, Dr. Mike, I'm the mother of 5 kids, okay? I'm a very busy mom, and you have your picky eater. You have the kid that's only going to eat, whether they have to pick between Cheerios or whether it's going to be Cocoa Pebbles, or going to want to go with the Cocoa Pebbles. How do you get these picky eaters and the parents encouraged to feed their kids healthier options? Well,
let me, on that note, so cereal, because you brought up the cereal that's here on set, is a staple with many households. Children want to eat it, but it can be low in protein, high in sugar. And so these are Dr. Mike's selection of cereal that your children should be eating.
But my kids, if they would put this box versus the Cocoa Pebbles, they'd...
Mercedes, don't buy the Cocoa Pebbles.
As the father of 6, I think I have the answer there.
Okay, let's go.
It's hunger. If you just leave them, put healthy choices. We start breakfast with fruit, fresh fruit. When they're hungry, they eat. You know, we have some very picky eaters in my house, but when they're hungry, they eat what's there. So if you don't put the Cocoa Pebbles,
I have 2 Dr. Mikes right there.
we have 11 children between the 2 of you.
Wow.
And that's pretty impressive.
Yes.
So, and one thing I'd like to add there is that, so watching calories now and watching sugar, very, very important. Like you say, education, but most importantly in this day of phones and kids tend to sit on the couch and play with their phones. Exercise is a huge part of this. You know, I think even more so than the diet, living an active lifestyle is extremely important.
Extremely important, and I'm at a disadvantage here because I don't have children, but I have a lot of pediatric patients. If you guys want to share, I'm fine babysitting.
You know, Dr. Mike, I have a question. So I do a lot of work with women and men who struggle with eating disorders, not only anorexia and bulimia, but also binge eating disorder, which is obviously a leading cause of obesity. How do, fat was demonized for a long time, and now it's healthy fats are great. Sugar's now being demonized for many good reasons. But how do doctors like yourself also try to educate on things like intuitive eating, eating when you're hungry, stopping when you're full? So you can have a little bit of sugar, but you only eat, 1 cookie instead of 10. Where's that education to come alongside so that people don't give foods a moral value? Because at the end of the day, it's just food. It's not morality.
You're 100% right. People often make the mistake of eating when they're bored or eating their emotions, and that's something something that happens with us. The first step is, number one, educate people to be aware that that might happen.
Yeah.
So if you know that might happen, you can control yourself a little bit better. Then if you talk about some of these sugars, like added sugars, which these cereals really don't have here, the added sugars keep you hungry. It's basically like a drug. So when you eat a healthy cereal with a lot of fiber, a lot of healthy fats, like you mentioned, you don't get hungry as quickly. So your kids don't rush to get a second helping of Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Cocoa Pebbles. Not that those cereals are bad, because I love them, but they have to be once in a while and in moderation. These types of foods should be the staple, because nowadays, if you give a kid an apple, they don't taste them anymore. They don't taste the sugar in the apple because of how much added sugars there are. And really fun fact.
You crave it. You'll crave it for the rest of your life.
You'll crave it, and that's why the FDA did a really good job. In 2016, they passed a law that now in 2017, 2018, we will start seeing added sugars being a part of nutrition fact label.
Awesome.
Right.
Yes.
Dr. Mike, it was great to see you.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.